Hello Blender folks, welcome back. I'm Pxy-VERSE and this is another day of The Forge. Let's start with the soundtrack here. And today is a good day to be working on that because this is what I need to conclude in order to start a new domain of concluding this character. So here I've just found something that so far that took a while to uncover. Basically I've created some sort of hyper master bone here. I don't even have a name for that, so maybe master muzzle maybe. So basically this bone, I've made this bone so it allows to so it controls this one first of all, which controls all the rest, but this one also has some influence through bone constraints to small influence here, small influence here. This will be called muzzle, master muzzle, something like that. So here too, master muzzle, and there is another here, a secondary one. The order doesn't import. So this is another setup that I've found out. I've made these sort of bones which only maybe there's something here to there's some strange deformed on the mesh, but maybe this is because of the pose. So here you see it's more natural. So this is the, let's call it control jaw bot or down, whatever, and this will be a control jaw. There's no up jaw, right? But for cartoon characters this is conceivable. So you see, and I found that the way to get this thing to work, it's a little not very intuitive. So the position of the head of the bone, it's very important to set the pivot point, and for some reason we don't do this. The length of the bone is unimportant, totally unimportant in this particular case. They are just parented to the head. This is parented to, this one is parented to this one, okay, and this is parented to the head. So basically if I connect these bones of the muzzle, maybe this one too, but especially these ones, this is a big problem I had previously. If I connected them or bone constrained them to the master mouth position bone, that will generate a dependency cycle, and this is probably because of this shrink wrap, maybe something else, but so you see nothing is here. Let's just confirm that. Let's take this off, even delete. And then for example, let's say I change the target here of this master muzzle. So immediately, so this happens because of the, let's see also same thing here. Okay, so the cause of the dependency cycle was because the master mouth, according to the Universal Sonic Mouth rig, it requires to have, this shrink wrap bone constraint. Well, it can be taken off, but that creates, so let's go back and reopen this here. So that was the cause, right, of the dependency cycle, but yeah, I can still, because these have shrink wrap, but it's outside, so I can still push them. I'm not sure it is a good idea to have outside for this, because if I have it outside, it's too easy to do that, you see. So this is not, we can make a trick in which we can add two, but let's maintain it fixed. If I ever need anything else to tweak, I can just do this, right? So, and there are all the lips bones that can also help in that. But what those bones do here, these control bones, let's give them a special color. I don't know exactly why they are deformed bones, no way. Let's give them, I don't know, this color here. So basically, okay, so their positioning here and their orientation, not their bone length, is detrimental to this effect, to the, you see, this bone here is not parented to it, but now it is doing what I tried last time. Let me make this into a point of interest, finally. So he may be seeing the glowing star. I hope this glowing star is not in front of everything that matters. Maybe it is, maybe it will be, but okay, so anyway, so here is the thing. This bone here, or actually this one, okay, it has the shrink wrap outside, so it can do that, right? And even, okay. But it has these copy transforms towards this bone as a target, so the jaw down, jaw bottom, jaw down, whatever. And so so this is control mouth down and command, and this is, yeah, this is even more important. So, but doesn't matter, I can reorganize this later. So here the target is, okay, so the target here is local space. So this bone is bone constrained to this. It uses its local space here of the target, and it uses a custom space for owner. So yes, it is free to move because I have this mix before original. So this is very interesting setup. So basically it's like a pivot point. So I think it's a bit like a pivot point bone constraint, but I've learned how to, I've discovered that it can be used like that instead of pivot point, which is a bit tricky to set up. We can just do this setup with the copy transforms. So target local space and custom space, so you have first to get a, like, something like, oops, get first to have first the, yeah, so if you get so if I get local space, it doesn't act like that, right? It doesn't use the pivot point of that. But then if I get the custom space of a random bone, the selected bone, so first the armature and then the target, and then here we go. Now the owner, this bone is completely using these bones wait, what's going on? It's refusing to work. Oh, I did the sorry, I did the inverse. It's local space here, and here is custom space. We could have all custom space, but that doesn't work. So the target is yeah, so this setup will work. And so here we go. And this one is not, yeah, it's using the control jaw. Maybe it doesn't need. yeah, actually I need, because I want this bone to be same thing in relation to the jaw. So we'll have this, and because they are all in that line, you see that they are prescribed, they are doing this arc of motion. So the problem is that I cannot pose this bone in that arc through this. I'll have to, I don't have a path for movement like an arc, so I don't know how to do that with, if I were to pose this bone. However, if I have this other control, I can do that, and same here. So you can do something like that. Yeah, the positions are sort of, and these bones are not supposed to be rotated like that. So maybe I should just, yeah, let's make, I could lock them, but at some point I found a problem with locking bones in pose mode. Apparently that can cause problems for resetting. I don't know that. The problem, I'm not sure, but what I can do though is get them to have a limit transforms. Limit, yeah, there's no limit transform. So yeah, the idea would be to have them locked, right? Because I'm not intending to have them moving, it's too annoying. So the idea is just to move on the z-axis, but since I'm testing here, maybe I should just, so maybe this would require some sort of, you know, maybe these bones will require some, so this is a way that I got back to my original, some original idea to have these jaw arcs of motion, but now these bones do not, the arcades are not, they do not have, these are not deformed bones, they are just for controlling, and so they are sort of mechanism control bones. Basically they are just there to create these arcs. And so you see we have a lot of things going on. So you can move here the lips, we can move only the teeth, then the whole, both teeth and mouth. Yeah, that's it, and top lip and the muzzle region. Then we can pose the nose individually. We can also, oh, there's displace something, maybe there's too much influence here. Yeah, we can, this will stretch the bones of the arcades, the top arcades, even of the bottom arcade, so we can have this sort of cartoony stretching of the, oh, some stuff are, yeah, so there are some problems that may be improved. So there are some things about the, when the mouth is small, is tiny, this is actually important. I'm not sure, I have, yeah, that will, I'll have to address. But like the ultimate solution for that, if, although it will be a bit annoying, would be to make corrective shape keys for certain expressions. While, but if we can, if I can get with this with pose assets, then that will be great. Yeah, and then naturally shape keys can get into the play with that, but I don't intend to be using shape keys. I want to do this fully with armature deforms. It's just a big challenge, right, folks? Oh, by the way, you see, these are, this was not supposed to do that, but we can, like, so this might be useful, maybe, not sure. And then we have this ultimate master bone, which sort of controls, because this is just for the mouth, right? And then this can still open, and curiously, because the way this is done, this was not totally intended, but you see, at they are still moving like independently. They are not, you see, this moves up because of the bone constraints. They are just using this, and so for some reason, luckily, they conform to, so we don't need to rotate these bones, but we can. That would add additional rotation, which I think is unnecessary. So that's why, but we never know, because I can keep adding more and more rotation, I guess. So even I can displace that. So so basically this is the master of the master. Let's see if I get any color here. Maybe you just put it black color, right? It's a super master bone. So I haven't thought about that, but this is a way to get the these bones of the muzzle, and even these ones, I guess. No, these ones are not, they don't have, yeah, so they don't have any. I could have them maybe as controllers with the custom shapes. Maybe I do some shape that for the jaw, something more intuitive, because it's not that it's not intuitive, they are not very easily to access, so that's just that. And so I had them bypassed. So what I did was that now these bones are parented, these command mouth bones, they are parented to this. No, sorry, this is wrong. The muzzle, sorry, the muzzle, these ones and these one are parented to this, that's it. Then this is parented to the head. So what that does, no, this is incorrect. Only this one is parented to that, right? And but at least I can have specific, so because parenting, bone parenting is not specific enough, and so here I can set specific transforms like this one to the master muzzle, to the, wait, yeah, master muzzle. No, this is not this one, this is master muzzle, that's right. And the next one, this is for the control jaw down, yeah. And here is, this one is control jaw up. Yeah, so I can either pose that or the other, but this one will give this tiny motion for this. Maybe I can improve a little this one, because the chin sort of, I can even rotate, but that's useless. In principle, it's not too practical. It will add more transforms to the timeline, to the dope sheet editor, so it's not very good to have, but we can post stuff manually on these ones. Yeah, so there's a lot of controllers here, and I don't know. So let's see, and then we can have this. Yes, these are just for some, I don't have puffy cheeks. This is a good thing maybe to have. And if I need some, so this will be like a profile bendy bone spline. Yeah, there's a spline in between here. Can shape some stuff. It's very subtle, this I'm not sure, but this is more for the tip of the nose. So, and then the tip of the nose has some, yeah, so today I've just, before starting the live, I was doing these tricks and ended up that it works. I just don't like how the lips here get a bit, but yeah, but the system seems okay at least. Oh, there's something that's going on. Looks like something is a bit distorted here. I think there might be some bone constraints here that are not matching. No, this is not some bone constraint thing, but this is not normal. Oh, maybe just I paused it. No, definitively there is. It's not the pose mirror. Oh, might be just the shrink wrap. Yeah, I think it's some shrink wrap thing. Yeah, let's see. Outside and outside surface. Yeah, so what is the correct one? So I'm using for this outside surface. Outside, the outside I think is the updated one. Yeah, so. Outside, there we go. The only one that I wanted the something special were these ones, because I had this system outside free base. So this is the base. Basically I'm making a combo in which, yeah, let's I must turn this off real soon. So there's a combo here of shrink wrap bone constraints where first it is free to go outside but not inside. It cannot cross the target, which this object there, and the next one, okay, it's at 100%. And then one that will restrain outside surface. So this will restrain it like on the surface, outside but on the surface. However, because it's not 100%, I can still slowly try to push it out if I need it. It's not very good here right now, but you see, it's possible. If I turn this at 100%, then it just locks into the, it glues into the, just as an outside, so they sort of override the previous one. But in this way there is a small freedom of that, so I have a combination that is working. Let's turn that off. I hope the star didn't influence in the options there. Anyways, let's go back here, folks. So now I was here today, besides the fact of concluding this, I want to address this, which is nearly the last challenge, big challenge. Well, yeah, there is an annoying challenge, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm sort of gonna ignore, or we're gonna readdress it in here. But I'll still note it because this is a tiny bit of detail that would be relevant to solve. So lip skinning for small mouth expressions. Yeah, so this is very for very small, and but are not yeah, even if I am not able to achieve this in this, so let's enable here. Also, let's use the screencast. I barely can read these tabs. Okay, now yes. So if I turn this on, of course it will be hard to visualize this. Let's turn off lots of bones here, and I don't still have okay, so a tiny mouth here, which is for this character design. Maybe it looks fine. It's elegant, but you see there are stuff there that aren't looking very well. I should check here, turn off the anatomic lips, so we can really assess what is going wrong in the. So you see that there the mesh is getting some sort of distortion. This is already observed that. So of course this is because the bones are wrongly positioned. But there are some things that could be smoother there, I think. So this is the nightmare, of course, I believe, of wave painting, right? Otherwise, the shapes of the lips, this is the regular shapes, right, seem to be very solid. Like, we can do a lot of shapes here. There are not too many crazy artifacts. I'm not gonna say that these expressions are very 2D accurate stuff, right, for 2D expressions, but I won't say that this is not actually quite refined results, considering all the things that can go wrong in 3D, right? So it's actually good stuff, man, folks. Yeah, this is actually pretty good stuff, to be fair, but it should be better, ideally speaking, but it's powerful, it's doing its job. I think we can do a lot of expressions here already, but there's still stuff that can fail. But look at that, it is very cartoony, especially for this kind of character design. Yeah, this is quite awesome. But then let's re-enable that. So the anatomic shape key, maybe I could rework on it. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's getting some problems itself in something, because the regular mesh looks quite fine actually. Yeah, so I'll have fun in doing the how to say, the expressions, right? And by the ways, I have yeah, I was using some Pinterest just to get some quick ideas that of expression that I wouldn't usually draw myself. But okay, so the challenge here, folks, is to address the meshes of the arcades and everything that is inside the mouth actually. So let's hide this hair. Let's hide the, no, not the body, but let's hide the mirrored mesh. Maybe I lock this from selection. And let's make this selectable. Then we have this selectable too, that's fine. Alright. So there are some important work to do here. Let's save, so it'll be like a backup, like that, and I'm gonna save this a new day of work for 24, that is today, BYBZ, final rotates, let's call it mount interior meshes, yeah. So I was thinking it might not be required that I have all this structure. It's a bit messy to have all this stuff like that. It's not really required. Actually, let's undo that. I don't want to change the designs there. Yeah, let's leave it like that. So the idea is that this will lock this mount interior to, because this is deformed by the ellipse. If you check this mesh here, no, not this mesh, but this is in front. Hold on, let's take off the mirror here. Okay, so if I check this, oh, it is locked, of course. So let's go back here. So if I select the, okay, if I select this, what we can see here is that what was that we can see here? Let's hide the armature. Sorry folks, I totally forgot what too much things going on here. Alright, this, it wouldn't be necessary to have all this stuff because, oh yes, I remember, sorry. So basically this mesh, if we check its item tab here, it holds wave paint for, okay, this ignore, this is just organizational vertex groups, they don't affect the rig. They are just for mesh selections. So here, head tune, right, this is useless. For now, we're gonna remake that later. Then def flip up. Okay, so this is affected by lots of, oh, these are old deformations. The decks are the ones that matter, so ignore the, I should be deleting this, by the way. This rig has gone so far that some stuff there are so old that they should be deleted. Yeah, totally. I don't care anymore now. It will be going back in time too long, and so that's probably, they are totally useless now. Even the mesh might have changed. So then we have the modifier, okay, mount interior, but there is a def head, right? Not this one. There. No, also not this one. Ah. Okay, so I think this is a mistake. because the head turns, and so if we had a mouth, what is excited? No, this is crazy stuff. So modifier and alright. So basically, maybe what I did as a mistake, we can immediately check this in the Universal Sonic Mouth rig. So let me open here the lab, Universal Sonic Mouth rig setup. So here we get. So there is a thing here that maybe I didn't consider very well. So there is a head bone here, and it is a deformed bone. Yes, and this bone it holds strong waves on well, not all this stuff, but you see back everywhere. So because this is closer to the head, probably this was automatic waves even, maybe a few retakes, but this holds no wave paint here apparently. So this doesn't, maybe this not, yeah, there's also deformed bone. But what matters is that we can check which bones. So the muzzle don't have influence there. It could, but I think, yeah, maybe it's a bad idea. So only the lips have. Okay, this one does this ring wave paint. This is, and also around there, which is interesting. So this bone is not a mouth position, right? It is not a deformed bone for me, but yeah, it can be used as a deformed bone. Maybe it helps. I haven't found very utility, but for this part, if I turn the deforms on off, we see the difference. So it deals more with that part at the middle. So, but I think this is not crucial. I don't know the reason why it was chosen. Maybe to smooth out the rig, probably that. And then the interesting thing is there's the lips bones, these ones, right, which controls the mouth shape. Yes, they have very localized waves, not only on the muzzle, but also on the mouth interior. But as you see, the head bone will give stability to that also everywhere, and even some parts of the muzzle if I didn't do anything wrong here. So that is it, what I think I was lacking. I am still lacking. Let's fix that. And so because of that, it is likely that because of this limitation on my when I created this shape, then that created a lot of instability when the head rotated, right, of course. So what I can do perhaps is to get all this. Seriously, I think I can assign all that to the head bone. Let's get the armature back. There is the deformation there. I will get this. So you see that the head bone has some influence around the face. I used this exactly to give stability to the head, to the skull, but not so, and the parts that will be more rigid, while the others will be freer to move with other deformed bones. So this is a strategy that I found to make responsiveness of the deformed bones stronger, more direct. Not so much of setting because I have bendy bone splines, and sometimes we want more immediate responses. So if I wave painted everything in red for the head, I would have like stability everywhere. Even if I made like 50, a lot of wave painting, that will be still halfway movement, halfway ratio, half 0.5 ratio. Well, not ratio, but 0.5 just for the any other deformed bone. And then I would have to keep subdividing with more and more deformed bones sharing the same waves. So let's fix that by giving waves off on that mesh here, and that would have the head this part following totally the head, in spite of everything else. And then for that part, maybe it's a bit dangerous to have that amount of waves. We'll see if there's anything got wrong because of that. I think not. I believe it will be working fine. It was already working, but now it's certainly more stable. So because of that, I probably can also make some tests here with muzzle and lips, and yeah, mouth and whatever. So now that the head bone has so much influence on this inner part, the mouth interior, so it's likely that anything that will shape it, deform it like this, won't have it deforming as much as before, because now the head, they need to fight off, the head bone is competing with this mesh, right? So, but we see it will be still plausible to get some occasional, maybe it's not very clear, but you see it's not too difficult to have, also because the waves maybe are too strong. So, but you get the idea. It shouldn't be too hard to get this thing intersect go outside the head, and like there we see. So maybe this is something I could improve by just wave painting this thing better, regarding this. So like, although the waves there are not very strong, let's just take a look here quickly. No, I need these are tweak bones. I don't want the tweak bones, I want the def lips. Yeah, so any of them will have some, you see, stronger waves on the lips and somewhere there, and inside the mouth interior. Because I'm using mirror modifier, I don't need to, I can just hide the easily. What is this? Dex warp down lip. Ah, looks like we have some problem here. Oh, this is the right side, so they are all collapsing in the, for some reason. It doesn't matter. So it just, these matter. So you see the weights are not very strong there, but even that is sufficient to get. Sometimes I cannot pose them, I need to tweak lips. So I could make a tiny retake, so retake wave paint on mouth interior for depth lip bones, reduce. Yeah, that's very easy stuff. And then not for today, so that will be adding more tasks to this thing that will never finish. But yeah, rigging good stuff usually take time. Good wine, right? So here, yeah, this bones, because they are shrink wrapping, that's why they go here. So this can be dangerous for really working on outside of edit mode to assess stuff. Sometimes this can get confusing. So I have this mesh of the mouth interior, so when I've modeled it, I got it really in a really simplistic way, and hence the results are never so satisfying. I just wanted quick results. I was also frustrated because I already had everything there done, but the arcades, I've made all that in a way in which the arcades and the tongue, everything was connected, right? So it's not those crazy things that everything is splitted and intersecting sometimes crazy. So of course this is simpler in some ways. It is not very elegant, right? Depending on what we consider to be elegant. So these bones, let's not use them, let's use the lips. So why the lips? Because then I can just repose here. That's my help in assessing some stuff. The bones of the arcades, trick arcades, so they have rest position just as the lips there, the mouth, and they have the pose position, the rest pose, right? The rest pose is like that. So they are already being transformed by default, so I have a better starting position for the mouth regarding the forms. According to the Universal Sonic Mouth Rig, I think this is a good idea. That means that bigger mouths will be easier to shape and smaller mouths a bit harder. So this is something that maybe I could make a slight experiment, because in the end, maybe what would be better? I've already tested with a very even larger lips mouth, right? That on that M shape with more or less neutral shape, right? An O shape is not that neutral. It's actually, it's good for O shape, right? But it's not good for other types of. So usually a line thing is a plane is something very regular for deformed. For the skinning algorithm, but so this looks like it has some similarity with the plane, right, in terms of regularity. This M pose of the lips of the mouth, right? So here as I need to reshape, I need very careful here. to get the this arcade solved without yeah, this is edit mode. Maybe I should, yeah, let's hide this. I'm trying to do something crazy here. Maybe I need to get this as wire for a moment. Yeah, something like that. That will give me conditions to work with that better. So I need really to configure a proper so I need to conform these shapes. I need to improve these shapes, right? They look very bizarre, but I have a lot of constraints in doing that. One of the constraints is how the character will look in the... I have proportional editing. So on one hand, I need to get the whole mesh smoother. On the other hand, I want to get it straighter, but I don't want to create some intersection from the rest position on. So it's all tiny, and I don't want to completely... just got an idea. Intriguing idea. It will create more work, but if I made this teeth completely... Yes, okay, so the idea is quite appealing because it's very feasible and it should improve the deforms. You know what I'm talking about, right, folks? What about... So I have an anatomic teeth. Let's do just for the arcades, yeah. No, I'm not working with... so what does that mean is that... What if I get... I'm gonna save this. Currently this is the basis, right? But I'm gonna save a backup of it. Let's also enable the mirror here. Yeah, let's close here. I'm gonna try to, not that the deforms of these arcades are not good as they are, but they can be even more improved with this crazy method. The fact it is very hard to shape this according to the deforms, like it makes everything more confusing. So it will be like the lips. I'll give an anatomic arcade up shapes, shape key, right? So the problem is that I need to get yeah, so I'm going to create here because my basis is different. Right, so I'm having problems here. This is not... Okay, fixed, whatever. So because I have this starting condition, I'll start to make the mesh very regular from here. It is like a disruption of everything, right? Of the complex shapes that I've made, but this is not totally destructive because I'm maintaining the backup. So I'm just gonna invert. So the regular shape will become the basis. It will be much easier if from start I've already used this, right? So because of that, I'm not gonna make this perfectly accurate, but I'm going to simplify the shapes. Give the ideal regularity, or just improve regularity of those things, and try to maintain them yeah, I can smooth this out. If I build this as a block, that will be much better, but then everything I have to remake all the mesh, right? So this is, I cannot tell Blender to recreate this as a block, like it doesn't exist. There's no AI that can do that. Maybe there is, I don't know. That AI is not yet at that level. Dumb. So I have to do that manually. And as you can see, there are many shapes here that are not regular. So make this as straight. It will be curved, yes, because this surface, this arcade needs to be follow the curvature of the face. But in what concerns its shapes, it will be completely squared. Like we were doing industrial very basic stuff, very regular stuff. And yeah, it will be annoying because I'll have to do this for the bottom arcade too, but you see it's nearly a meditative. Maybe some people hate that, but it's not that bad, right? And there's another problem because of the character design. I just cannot see this from front or back, so I mean I don't have a because of the character design. The arcades, they are sort of very inclined, and this makes everything, the viewport, less regular. It's sort of difficult to get things right. So this is a disadvantage working on this kind of character design. It's tilted, so it's very hard to get things could be easier, much easier with if the geometry was conformed to world space axis. That's the point. There are many situations in that this makes a huge difference. For example, I'm modeling room objects which are not aligned with the world space axis. That it becomes a bit complicated to solve those things, and we need to make extrusions and orientations. We need to use the world space things, and things just do not conform, so it can be difficult. Right here, see, I'm doing XGZ, but something else is happening because of perspective. I'm not even sure. But that was not a front view. So we're trying our best to get this thing as blocky as possible. I prefer doing that than restarting from scratch, because then I will lose the anatomical shapes that I've already made for these arcades. And that is to recreate that, no thank you. So I'm gonna just maintain that structure. I'm gonna make some adjustments to it though. Yeah, I'm gonna make adjustments to it, retakes, but this is what probably will take more time. I'm just fixing those making the geometry more regular, so that will should improve the deforms a lot. Alright, so maybe this is enough. Maybe I've exaggerated with the amount of... It's quite a regular mesh right now, and it doesn't really matter, oh, this is too small, whatever, because the shape keys will do everything. So yeah, so this is the top arcades. I'm tempted to get some no, not extrusion here. I'm tempted to maybe expand this a little more like that, smooth out, maybe this face going down. Now we see that from this point we can write it from this perspective. Yeah, maybe we can do that. Yeah, so using top view up and bottom view, it's not super useful. You see, it's tilted, so it's not good enough. This is the mirrored side. So the idea would be to try to model it align with world space, and then just adjust it to this base mesh form, geometric, very regularly geometric base shapes, and then duplicate it and make the bottom and bottom arcade or teeth, and then teeth and gums here in this case. and from that starts to make the shape keys, right? So let's smooth this out a little more, and these two, why not? Good. So but now we are going to make the cat sleep, which in Portuguese is an expression, pulo do gato, that means exactly the cat sleep, which is the big step forward, the game changer, the ingenious trick. So okay, I need this, I guess. Alright, so I want this to become the basis. So let's turn it off. Is there... Okay, so this is the backup of my shapes. So I'm gonna name like that. Am I gonna lock? I don't know, just turn this one, and then I'm going to this I wasn't global, okay, then propagate to shapes, or even the locked ones? No. Alright, so it didn't work because it needs... Okay, so I think I need to take the basis, then blend from shape. Let's blend it from the regular and take off the add. And now the basis has become that, which should be looking very bad in terms of okay, but why the anatomic? What happened to my backup? Some shapes there got strange. Yeah, I think this is normal, they got strange. So this is the anatomic shape key, but we have a regular shapes. Let's see what's happened now. I'm not gonna activate the anatomic shape key right now, so we need the... Isn't there a control to immediately access this? I don't think so. We don't have that, so textured. Let's reset. Let's also put the mirror. Okay, well, what's that? These bones are... Oh yeah, of course. The muzzle must not have its mirror modifier disabled. That will take off the ability for it to function. So let's see. Yeah, I better do that with... Take off this arcade. Yeah, I should replace them, so reposition them. So let's take the control mouth. The arcades are after these changes. Yeah, we don't see anything special. I don't see, but there's yeah, this intersection there was sort of normal, but here there are more intersections happening. The teeth have grown a bit too much, maybe. Those intersections. This is something I should revise, right? I had some cool controllers for the arcades before, but not that these are bad, but I had some things that were interesting that I don't have now on this different rig. So let's see what can happen there. Yes, I need now to address the anatomic shape key, which didn't seem to have any strong effect for some reason. Where are they seem to have lost a lot of identity, the top arcades. I don't know why. Where are the canines, everything? Yeah, they seem to have been a bit frustrated after this change. It's not good. So this I think I'm just gonna delete this one. This is regular no more, so this is yeah, so at least what we can do with that is that I ended up losing some of the quality of the top arcade, but I'm sure that will make its deforms better, although I don't have any evidence here to back up that. I mean, in this attempt, there's nothing here that I'm sure that would indicate that, but the theory that I know indicates that it should have more regular deforms now, for example doing this, and this is probably it will be hard to contest this. You can make the test yourself. Have a mesh will still deform, it will do its best to follow the shapes, but the more complex are the transforms or the mesh constitution, right, the more likely is that having regular shapes on the original mesh would make a big difference, an important difference in the final output. So what I need to do what I need to do from here is just yeah, we can also check the arcades here and see what's happening there. And see how this stuff deform. yeah, it seems to be pretty solid. Not that it weren't, but alright, so this is probably not necessary, right? It's just an improvement that will take more work to do, but it can be useful if we want to improve some parts of the rig. Now let's go back to this. Yeah, so here I'm gonna lock the bases. I could also try to change the position of the bases, because I've changed the bases, right? So if I ideally, if I could, yeah, let's hide. So ideally, if I could see if there's any new positioning that I can do for this, that would be the, yeah, there, this is why. So maybe I can just push this back slightly, and that would sort of prevent some of the problems, right? Then for this tongue, let's unhide the, yeah, so need to work the, so for the tongue I think it's very, yeah, not only me, you should think as well, it seems very wrong. Let's put it there. Even the tongue might require something. No, let's leave it like that. We are not, but yeah, you could make a straight tongue. Totally, right? That would, it's usually done on some, like, yeah, tentacles and stuff like that, right? You get it straight because that will, there's the same principle, right? More regular mesh tends to deform better in the process, right, on this. So but because this was, yeah, there, all the bones are already there. They were developed in a way to follow this curvature, and now we have in the bendy bone settings, bendy bone settings, we have something that improves this kind of rigging for bendy bones. So it's like, choices are made here. I think for the tongue I leave it like that, but in the future, yeah, also because the tongue, if you rig it straight, maybe it's not too natural, right? Maybe it will have to be thinner than it, not shorter, and then it will have to stretch more. It's slightly stuff. It sounds not very natural, but maybe it will be more correct rig like, but it won't have this, it would start straight and smaller. So bizarre, but that's that will be accurate for rigging, not accurate for anatomically speaking, but accurate for rigging. So these are interesting concepts that I only got after a lot of time, yeah, about 2 years rigging stuff, a lot of experimentally. So I didn't make school. My school was the internet and some communities talking with folks like Blender riggers and stuff and people like that. So not a great school, but a school that on the long run it pays off. Like it works, you can learn. So here for the lower arcade, let's start. So I'm going to hide here, and of course I would like to, yeah, can I hide this material? Does it work when I enter? No, it doesn't. So let's do again that other strategy. Wire, there we go. So I got here. Now for the selection, I think I can just go normals, yes. And so here should I, yeah, how should, okay, all right. So the I still have to reshape the, so at least now let's try to, so we'll put them one touching the other like straight stuff. Yeah, why not? That will not help in the occlusion, right? It'll be sort of stupid for the occlusion, right? But the correct occlusion would be, yeah, so we can get them straight, but then, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to make them straight just as that, but I'm gonna make them smaller, right, and more like backwards, so they will be touching, but just like half of way. Yeah, that will be it. That will be the strategy. So here, let's do again. Let's get an atomic arcade down, back up. So I'm going to lock that, then I'm gonna create a new one here, also lock this one because yeah, so you see that this is very bizarre. With the, yeah, we'll have to redo this shape key certainly, so must redo that. The problem is that I lost the starting reference, the original reference, so very critical, right? I don't know how to back up exactly the yeah, so never mind, we don't I know what the shapes must be anyway, so it's not like, and the geometry is correct, so it's just a question of working a little more, so that's fine. So there is a little backup from the proposal, it's just that it's very terrible, corrupted. So here let's start working on that. It will be good if I get these ideas here, no, if I get these ideas here, so yeah, let's get here. So this, I'm creating the basis, the new basis. I shouldn't need to do that if from the start already I used that strategy before. It will be much easier. But since I'm not deciding to restart from scratch, this is the way I found to economize time, but it's not that economic. And still I'll have to retake the shape key, so in the end could be much easier to restart from scratch. But I'm already doing this, so I did already one at least. Okay, so I think instead of doing all that, let's do radically. Let's push everything back. Let's smooth this out. Let's use the other as a reference. So I have at least this orientation here. Let's try to align. Yeah, but the teeth, they have different yeah, they have different, they're not equal. So this will, I have to make some choices here. Proportional editing maybe should help here. So in order to get the alignments, yeah, so here I could try to snap the faces. But I think that will cause too much, yeah, that will cause intersection, which is not wanted. So let's try to just make the approximations. So here maybe I'll try to follow up this idea here. So already starting from the back, we're going to push these faces . Let's restart the...
Perfeita, sim. É a sua vibe no app do YouTube Music.
Alright, let's restart here. So what's happening here? Oh, we see that the basic face indicates that we need this tilting here. Alright, we're gonna do that. But we want this more to the, more to the back and more to the, yes, more to the inner part. Because I'm doing one by one, so I should not touch this or the tongue from this, otherwise I have to fix. Let's pull these faces here. And maybe here, let's hide this already. It's good to have here to have an idea of the dimensions. take off proportional editing here for a moment. Good that the clipping here is working, so this is because the mirror modifier is on, even though it's not appearing. Okay, so probably here, oh no, they are ready. Okay, that's good. Let's smooth these faces. That's exactly what I want, so see. And here maybe I can push these, yeah, these ones a bit forward. Like that, this is fine. Move all that like that. Let's see the curvature. Okay, so that part is very bad still. Protruding too much. This is like this kind of shape here, trapezium. It's just that maybe need to make this larger. Proportional editing here. Just feel, yeah, scale this smooth, maybe scale everything, yeah, let's do like that. Yes, we're feeling like, I hope that you see that too, that how regular this is getting now. Let's pull this down. Can probably smooth this out. Align this stuff. maybe this, just move it to the corner. Then yeah, we have some, so these teeth should get there, this gets here, this gets here, this gets here, and this will get here, this gets here, and this gets here, and this gets no, something went wrong. Conceptually something went wrong. I still like that maybe. Then let's pull all these faces up. Here. Let's say from the back here. They are inside. So this is correct, apparently. This is because of this line. Okay, so this is not a problem of this is a problem of the top one. It's confusing everything. Of course, what I could do is to get no, let's not touch that mesh here, so just continue trying to fix that. Maybe smooth this out, smooth here. Yeah, it was easy looking from there, but now I've got a bit lost what I'm doing. Okay, they are retracted, alright. So these lines start to bring this back a little like that. Yeah, so retract everything. This is already done. Even this one, maybe retract here, retract, 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 retract. Here is the yeah, except here this is different, so how did I deal with that here? Yeah, so it's because what happens here is the occlusion starts to get different. I think that's the case. So this requires a different thing here. Sort of like this. Okay, smooth, and move that up maybe slightly, and that too, and smooth down. I don't really know for real what is the organization here. Oops, shouldn't be touching these ones. Alright. But it's something like that, it doesn't matter. So because the front teeth on the bottom, they are shorter, right? The top ones are much bigger, the incisives there, I don't know how they call in English. Then the canines they get, of course this one should be smaller, but then it got, where does it go? Does it go more inward or does it go more backwards? Because then they all start to get retracted like that. It's because the lower arcade is smaller, so, and it starts to have a different curvature, or maybe the same curvature but it goes behind, and going behind it like has more space. The teeth are smaller, so they, yeah, that's it, the teeth are smaller, that's the point. So it's like, that will be the point. Because the teeth are smaller, they occupy. But then how will that occur, this retraction? How is it possible? They cross space faster, then they reach further. So maybe this retraction is not totally correct. Alright, maybe I'm just thinking too much. This is good enough. But I thought I understood the logic. Maybe not, probably not. Half understood, partially. Something I got, stuff I got right, and other fundamental stuff I got wrong about the anatomy of the arcades. So now what matters is that I have this supposedly regular, yes, more regular teeth smash, and that is one of the fundamental things. Let's also take a look from this perspective here. Oh, can make some improvement here too. Oh yes, this curvature is very important, because then we can check, can make stuff like that, yeah. I was forgetting of this point of view. So it looks pretty regular. I hope this is, yeah, this is the bottom. I hope. Yes, it was the bottom. So what's next now? I'm gonna do the same thing there. So pick this mesh here, normals. Then by getting this, I will activate the bases. So this is the affected one. This has the same value as the basis. So I'm gonna pick this. I'm going to get the basis. Vertex blend from shape. We'll take the key 3 and no, blend from shape, key 3 and 1, and there we go. So now the base is like that. This is like making the bases again. I don't need it. And this is, well, this should be the, okay, so apparently I've lost the, okay, so I'm not sure. I'm just not getting this right. Oh, that gets from the bases. And then the base changes. It doesn't know what to do. And I cannot apply the... It's like something that is redundant. It cannot know itself unless it was a base. It's very strange. I don't know how to solve that, folks. But it seems to have worked for the, yeah, with some issues, of course. But the step that I did was the same. It needs relative to key 3, yeah, then it happens that. Well, this shape is really poor anyway, so let's try to yeah, whatever, let's do that. So the lower arcades were the ones suffering the more anyway, so let's do it again. Blend from shapes, that one, yes. I don't know that. Turn this off. Now that doesn't do anything, so Okay, then I can delete that. Atomic up, which needs some retakes. And here apparently I just lost anything regarding this. Okay, so let's start to work on here. Maybe it will be better with the mirror on, just this one. Yeah, so this is really the shape key, so I'll try to shape them simultaneously. Arcades. With proportional editing, I guess, so lock the bases and keep comparing like that. So at least I can get some part of the curvature there. So this part I don't intend to be changing too much. Maybe I can, let's do this, and yeah, let's get this shape here. Vertex, blend from shapes, bases. Okay, we got this right. Let's pick. Oh, this didn't change, so okay. Fine. Let's continue here. No, that's not too distorted that we cannot use it, so that's fine. So here's the canine. Let's do this. Oh yes, let's maybe hide this one. No, cannot hide that, so take off proportional editing here and let's see what we can do. I think I got an inversion here because of the yeah, because in the end maybe everything got reverted in the negative way. Yeah, because the technique I used was a mistake conceptually. So the values were sort of inverted. Alright, so this looks let's look the back part. These faces. Let's try that. They seem okay, so I'm not too much very sure about this, but that should be fine. Something like that. Ah, there we go. Let's do like this, very sharp. Then, yeah, now all the shapes for the bottom. Alright, at least we got the pattern now. This occlusion is deadly bad. Need to solve the occlusion. I'm not a dentist. What went wrong here? So yeah, the problem of having being the problem of doing this in shape key is that yeah, I have to be dealing with two other stuff, and if the original stuff gets wrong, that you get wronged on the new one, right? So because it will affect any change to the original will still affect the, and that this will be destructive, right? Destructive in the sense it won't smartly adapt, it will just adapt in whichever way it is logical to the software, but this is not logical to what we need. So what we can get from this though? Like I'm having some misconceptions here. If the last one is like that, right? So indeed. Yeah, so everything usually here in rigging we got advantage and disadvantage, but the advantage is clear, at least to me, that will be regular mesh to work with. Let's just, this is the regular mesh, so we'll soon be able to spot what there's just small fixes here shouldn't disrupt the anatomic arcade shape key. So there's not like, oh, I didn't finish here, folks. Yeah, some critical part here, very important. So now the big thing, I need to, yeah, let's not use this. Alright, so what can I do here? Let's try to attend the proportions here. This is very large, this is much less. It looks a lot here, but in comparison that's quite small, so that seems to be a good size, and maybe they can go up more. Okay, and here, same here, we need to maybe bring this, and then for all the rest is like more or less correct. You just bring everything back here. with proportional editing maybe. And this, I don't know if those gums yeah, do something like that maybe. Yeah, it looks better, but not sure if that's correct. And here maybe also let's push this front sideways in, and then here can we, yeah, I think we can do that. Alright, and then finally, although the occlusion is terrible, maybe that looks good in the 3D animation. So let's go to this, lock all this bases stuff. Don't want to be messing up with that. Let's, the tone, yes, the tone, we're not gonna, I already made the adjustments that I wanted. It looks to be behind the lower arcade, not with any sort of, oh, it's clipping. Alright, so let's try to proportional. Okay, so oh, they need to be, of course, it's not locked, it is just disabled. Wrong message there for Blender. So let's get this tongue yeah, let's do this and maybe reduce here, rotate like that. So trying to maintain the curvature, trying to maintain the good shapes here. And yes, that seems quite accurate. Alright, so let's go back to the no more wire, so textured. Let's get to the where it is, mirror modifier, right, for this. So let's check the arcades now. Finally, so let's rotate this. let's set this. Let's look at the quick clips. No, what's happening to the intersection? Okay. Yeah, they look especially, yeah, that highly improved the bottom arcade. Maybe it's a bit strange the way that, yeah, some trunk looks like there's something weird about some angle there. So maybe this, move that down. Move this down too. Smooth, maybe this one. Yeah, so maybe this needs to be a little up. Let's see now. Now they're still suffering this strange effect of wait, I was editing what? I was editing the I was editing the correct one or the shape key. I was editing the bases. This is terrible. Okay, let's go back to the bases and let's try to realign those stuff. Let's insist that this part is higher. Yeah, this is just because that thing wasn't looking very nice. So let's try to just smooth this. Hope that won't happen again. Then when I get this one, oh, I see there also. So what I should be doing actually is to, yeah, let's lock the bases and leave it at here. So we'll always be editing the, yeah, that thing is still happening and it's strange. Maybe it's something about the wave painting. Sound too small. The gums aspect. Yeah, and there's a lot of intersection for the mouth interior. The mouth interior is here, so this mesh needs to be let's hide everything here that would be in the way. I have to try to push, yeah, this mesh more to the side. I think that's fine, provided I don't interfere with the rest with the front part of the face. So I hide this, then proportional editing with connected only. Alright, so let's push this sort of freely to the side. Let's try to adjust all this mesh. If it received any waves from the lips, that wave should be really small amounts, and here, yeah, probably I should everything here, right? So I can do it like that, it should be better, right? Also that, smooth, then scale, move to the side, smooth, scale, maybe scale here too. Let's pick more mesh here and smooth this out. Maybe pick this face loop, let's scale this, move it down maybe. Scale, rotate, try to adjust. Oh yes, this should move with the, I see. There should be some waves from this, like here. So that I won't have. So this is what I'm doing is wrong. The bottom part is more complicated. Let's try to make space for these arcades on the rest position. Yes, so let's first get the rest position to work. Then let's try to adapt this to the, yeah, conform this to this rest position. Alright, so this seems to be adequate. Now that yeah, okay, that stopped occurring. The mouth interior doesn't look too bad. Okay, there's some stuff there. This is wave painting, I think. Yeah, wave painting or some, or the shrink wrap thing. But it's working fine. It's I think it's cool with the shading. That should be, no one will care with what happens inside. So yes, so what I did here basically to, sorry about,
Playlists perfeitas da sua vibe no app do YouTube Music.
reduce with, okay, we still would check that. Then arcade stone melt interior modeling retakes with that. So just what we need to fix here, another small thing is prevent intersection with back of lips melt. Yeah, it's from strength. Yeah, solve issues of mesh intersection or shrink wrapping. In between lips and mouth interior. Yeah. There we go. So this is the, and so fixed, and there are all tiny things. So we could say that this rig is ready for posing, but are so close to concluding, and but it's really hard. So I could afford these little problems, but they seem to be too frequent at this point. That's a funny rig, right? So at least that is being fine. And then this is the about the how to say, the I forgot to save the texture retakes, so that's why this thing happened. So this time I won't have messed it up. So let's try, so here 9 lock. So let's try to get some color here. I need the texture paint setting. and there we go, you get this bad stuff going on. And oh yes, the UV, so this is like, yeah, so just have to save here, or instead a better sometimes shortcut I think would be, they added it, I think, options, no, external, no, quick edit, apply camera image, what is this? I'm not sure that's the case. Save, I don't find it, maybe it was not here. Yeah, so never mind, I'll just here gonna image save it. Once I solve this, so P, no. What is this? What is P doing? I am not sure, but I thought that was the okay, so we need maybe this. Alright, then we get this image save. Yes. Go back on here, there we go, cleaned. Although there's still some, yeah. Still a lot to be done to solve everything here. Layout. Well, that's improved. Finally got rid of that thing. Now never to return. Yeah, so look at that expression, that's really cartoony, right? So that's why so much work in a great deal because of experimental approach. So took a lot of time to reach this level, and I'm using the universal sonic melt grid setup with way more implementations that I found that are available. It took a time to find what would work along, and it's a bit laggy, I don't know why, but we can, oh yeah, of course the shading, this, but still lagging a little. Oh, of course this is the, there are probably the, yeah, we have physics, yeah, that's it. So physics are lagging. Also physics lag in my computer list because of the subdivision. If we turn that off, no, don't do that. Oh, this will, yeah, this will create a modifier, don't want that. So yes, this would make posing rapid, but it's very bad. To yeah, I think personally that a bad outlook is not very inspiring to do the job, because then we don't see. First, we might get confused about expressions. We are not sure if what we are doing is looking good enough. It's more about this thing, right? The subdivision. If the rig requires subdivision, that it's more about the subdivisions than of the shading. The shading can help too, especially if there's something like the eyes there that I'm not getting for some reason. And yeah, we can always use that, so yeah, so imagine all that can be done with that. It's quite nice. Alright folks, so that's it for today. Let's see if I can reach that. Yeah, so the minute things, maybe tomorrow I can reach that, but considering the state of progress, probably that will be tomorrow, and then if nothing really annoying appears, which I cannot guarantee, but the rig is getting better. Nearly, this is a big step forward, so I want to have, not all, it's impossible to have all cartoon expressions. There's virtually infinite possibilities, right? So creatively speaking, so I want a full session to be working on that. So yeah, probably tomorrow I'll be dedicated to that. Let's see what is next, just out of curiosity. There's stretch and scratch. This I'm not sure how to solve yet. The approach can be with the bendy bone or the lattice. Both are complicated because there are many objects on the face, like there's the hair, there's the eyes, mouth interior, so, and the body itself, the eyebrows. So it's like bit annoying to handle this. And usually that might involve wave painting for gradation, but then we can still use the probably, yeah, how do you call it, the gradient tool, totally vertical, maybe that would work. And transfer waves, yeah, get a base wave for everything, and then try to transfer, yeah, I'm not totally sure how that would work. Then you have a lot of small things about these light blue things are just rigging things around the bone, armature stuff usually. High heels is an important topic I need to revise. You're reaching close this because of the high heel boots this character uses. It's broken right now. I have we'll check the tutorial. Yeah, okay, so there's a solution I will try to implement here. That should be minimal stuff, but they should take some time, few days maybe, depending on. There's the mesh of the hand is annoying, then all the cloth rigging and some adjustments to the, yeah, maybe also modeling UV, a lot of stuff here, but cool stuff. Then pelvis rig with a big problem here. Yeah, so face pose assets, the reiteration of the mouth assets with the eyes and whatever. Maybe this, maybe not. Camera keys, morphs, yeah, auto morph. And then experimental stuff, geometry. I don't remember that. Convert, then the bones setups, check setup change. Nah, this is like for gaming adaptation. This is unlikely to be done. And what is this? Top eyelid corner rest position. Top eyelid corner mesh bone rest position too sharp for. It's something that I don't remember what this is about. Inner corner. Okay, mesh rest position too sharp for. Yeah, so there are a lot of things to do, and I hope some of them will be funny. And that's it, folks. So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow or any other day. So at least the mouth rig, I think I can definitely complete this on this week. And because I have another mouth rig for cartoon that apparently works, and it's way less complicated than that one, with geometry nodes. I will probably try to implement on this character or maybe on another, I'm not sure, on a simplified version. That I'll figure out later, because I tried to migrate to retro low poly style for all my creative stuff I do in Blender, CG art and stuff like that. So that's it, folks. Thanks again. See you next time and take care.